All right, are we live? Yes, we are live. Good evening. This is Andre from down here in Orlando, Florida, of Overcoming the Odds. And yes, that's the thing when you're playing semi-pro football in season. I'm traveling right now. I'll get ready for a game tomorrow evening with my team. But just want to let you know it's pretty cool that you can do this business anytime wherever in the world too, as long as you have an internet connection. So as you can tell with the background in my hotel room right now. So before I go on any further, we'll be talking about how telling your story can help transform lives. And we're basically going to be still leaning toward using the social media platform Facebook. But without any further ado, let's go and introduce the rest of the panel. So let's go out to the UK.
Hey everyone, my name is Neil Henson. As Andre just said, I'm currently out in the UK, so it is just past 11 p.m. my time. But favourite time of the week. Always happy to be here with you guys, and especially being on here with my team as well. So yeah, love being here. And today we're going to finish off with Facebook about how to use it to really get your business going. And there's going to be some great content tonight, especially about just bringing it all together about these certain things that that really is going to resonate with your audience. And if you're not applying it to your business, then it's just you are missing the key points that is going to have the biggest impact when trying to use social media, particularly Facebook, to start resonating and building your business. So I won't say too much because I'll let Patricia divulge a little bit more into that. But I'll send it across to you, Patricia, anyway, because we haven't introduced you yet.
Yes. Hi, everybody. Good evening, or still it's afternoon here. It's only 3 o'clock my time, a little after that. I live on the west coast of the USA in California, Southern California to be exact, and in what we call the high desert of California. The low desert is, let's see, Palm Springs, and I live up in Victorville, which a lot of people say, oh, you live near Las Vegas, but I'm about maybe about 3 hours out from Las Vegas. So when we have events there, our company has events, I get to drive there. So that's a pleasure. But yeah, Facebook, we use it for business. A lot of people get on and use it for, social media, connecting with family and friends. And even doing that, they tell stories through their pictures and through their post of what they write about and connecting. But we are online internet marketers, so anyway, I'll give it back to Andre, and we'll go from there.
All right. We have here the last couple weeks covered, just some of the basics, or should I say, what we might call the basics as far as, using Facebook. And before I even go any further, outstanding. He popped on the right time. Go ahead and introduce yourself from New Mexico, Aaron.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. So yeah, nice to be here. My name's Aaron Martinez from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Just got in, and yeah, excited to be here and excited for what we're about to share with you today. So yeah, it's always great to be back here on a Friday afternoon for me, that is. So yeah, hand it back over to you guys.
All right, cool. I just want to just real briefly just cover what we have gone over here the last couple weeks for those that might have missed what we've been over as far as doing the right Facebook etiquette when you're wanting to build a business and help better bring engagement to whatever it is that you're offering. As far as doing simple stuff such as having your personal profile set up where you're going to have people just to get to relate to you, get to know you. Simple stuff as having your picture of yourself, not a picture of a meme or something like that using Facebook, even though we know those are funny. But if you want people to kind of relate to you, put yourself up there, put a picture of yourself up there. As far as sharing information, let me go to it real quickly. All right, here we go, because I want to share my screen. As far as sharing information like within here, like about the overview. Again, let people know exactly maybe where you got to school, where you live. You don't have to fill out every single thing, but it would help. Maybe you have a Skype username or whatever, go ahead and put that down. Again, like I just mentioned, where what part of the world you're from. If you have a blog or any type of link that you like people to just find out more about you, maybe like a YouTube link, put that right here. So people, because people are kind of click happy when it comes to Facebook. Yes, Facebook might be one of the major hangout spots, but people still like to get a chance to relate with you. This is another good one as far as, the details about you, as far as having this type of information filled out, just so people can be like, okay, this is what type of person he is, type of quotes he or she is. This again, so they can relate with you. And then there's another crucial thing that we have mentioned, and I got to share this again because people forget about this. You might have all the best information out there, but don't be hiding behind a closet door per se, as far as having this right here not set on public. This is crucial, guys. If whoever if you're posting something that motivational, inspiring quotes, videos, and whatnot, put this on public. If you have it set on something else other than public, maybe just your friends only or only me, how can you have people outside or maybe within your niche get a chance to find out who you are more, who you are, and then maybe try to get your information out, because the thing is, once you do share something and somebody likes it, it will pop up right here in this little, this little time, I guess a timeline with a little scroll, whatever. But then if it's somebody else that has liked it, it's gonna pop up in their scroll on their friends, and they might be kind of curious as far as okay, what in the world are they liking or whatever. So that's just something to also keep in mind as well. And again, this is what we have been covering here the last couple of weeks as far as using Facebook. We also went over as far as when to post, particular time, when maybe like in the day or maybe like at the night. We suggested and maybe between the times of 5 and 6 p.m. Eastern time, because why? People are getting off of work around those times. Have some type of quotes, whatever is something inspiring, or maybe just something as far as lifestyle or whatever. Like for example, someone had tagged me as far as when I was working out the other day. That's fine. That's fine. Just so again, people can relate with you. My teammates like to be having, being fun or just having some fun out here as well. If you choose to have it on it, that's fine. So again, that's just something just to keep in mind. This little simple stuff. What we are going to be covering here more so tonight is using whatever it is from your story, because this is crucial now. As it was kind of funny when we were trying to figure out the title for this because we had so much more within the title. But telling a story can bring your audience attention so much more so into basically to find out who you are, and then you can be able to bridge it into whatever it is you offer. So that's just something that we wanted to keep in mind. I know, Neil, we mentioned that a little bit too, as far as telling some of your story, even a good bit of it related to whatever it is that you're trying to offer or maybe give away can help out as far as getting the attention of your audience and then gathering out that engagement. Patricia and Aaron do this so well on their Facebook doing videos, and they're going to get into more into that too. But that's just something I want to share before we really get into in depth with it as well. So yeah, go ahead, Neil.
Sorry, I was just going to add on basically what we was discussing a little bit earlier on this week, and that is basically, when you're trying to market to people online, the first thing you're wanting to do, forget about what the end goal is. I mean, you've got an end goal in mind, fair enough, but you've got to think that people have to keep coming back to the same point. People have to go through the certain stages before they're ready to get whatever that end goal is. Chances are it's going to be a sale. You might even just be looking to generate a lead, and then obviously once you've got the lead, you can build up your own kind of relationship with them. But you've got to think that even if it's just something as simple as generating a lead, you have to get their attention. That's the first key. You need to get their attention, you need to keep them engaged, and you need to relate to them. Those three are absolutely crucial. So you need to find a way of creating it, getting their attention. Usually that's in the form of a video. I mean, you can do it via images, or maybe you've done a blog post, or maybe you've putting quotes out there like Andre just shared. Something that's kind of grabbed their attention. You could do something as a simple quote. I've seen a few quotes where I just think, I like that. And then you see them pop up again maybe a few times, and eventually you start thinking, I like what this guy's doing, or this person's doing, this lady's doing, whoever it is. You just sit there and say, I like this, and then that's just one thing that's just resonated with you. But videos is usually the most common way to generate a kind of resonation with someone, because it's almost like you're talking to someone face to face. Each one of us are thousands of miles apart, and yet it feels like we're all in the same room. And that's the beautiful thing about videos, because you can see it face to face. You get to see everything. It's almost like I'm sat in front of Andre and Patricia and Aaron. It's like we're talking face to face, and it doesn't feel like we're thousands of miles apart. And that's the beautiful thing about video, because you can hear the voice, you can see the expression, you can pretty much see everything. It kind of feels like it's a face-to-face, and that's why videos are so key to kind of getting their attention and creating that kind of engagement and getting them to resonate with you, because they can hear the passion in your voice, and it engages more people. That's why video is so great for so great for keeping people engaged and building your business around that. So video is absolutely crucial. But regardless of whatever it is you're doing to get their attention, that's the key. You need to find a way of getting your target market's attention. You need to get their attention in the first place, and then you need to keep them engaged. So whatever it is however you've got their attention, this is something I was talking to Andre about just before we went live, and that is, if you, for example, maybe you don't like doing videos, maybe you prefer shooting, maybe you prefer creating images, maybe you prefer just talking about, maybe you prefer typing in quotes. Regardless of what you like, if your market responds differently, if the data is telling you that your market responds better with videos or maybe your images, that's the way you need to go. Okay, so I'm not saying don't do what you want to do. I'm not saying that at all, but I am saying that what your market responds to is what you need to do the most of, because that's what's getting their attention. That's what getting their attention, keeping them engaged, and bridging them over to wherever it is that you're trying to get them to go. So I would say do all of them. Videos is I always say videos is the key. What you need to focus on. But again, your market might respond more to images. You have to test it and see what works. But when you do find something that does work, regardless of what you feel you should be doing, you have to go with what the data is telling you. So if you're getting more leads with images, go with the images. That's what you need to spend more time doing, because that's what's getting you the best response. So find out what works and go with it. But first things first, you need to get their attention, you need to keep them engaged, and then obviously you need to kind of find a way to resonate with them and build up that kind of rapport, so they feel like they know you a lot more. And that's where we're talking about, something we'll go into a bit later, about storytelling and things like that. So I won't take too much time, but that for me is basically your starting point. So attention, engagement, and then rapport, and sort of building up that resonation with your audience.
Oh, gotta mention a couple other quick things too, Neil. This is kind of something that I think you brought up a little bit too here a few months back when we shared something as far as videos. And again, like we just said, we're going to be bridging this over to storytelling. But something I got from an email.
Andre, you still there?
I think he's frozen.
I don't know if it was me or if it was Andre then. I don't know.
He might come back on. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Aaron?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, we lost both of them.
I'll jump in and expand a little bit on what Neil was talking about. Basically, what you want to do is test out what your audience is responding to the most, and a lot of times you got to take yourself out of the equation for a moment to really figure that out. You gotta go in and be like, okay, if I were somebody in my audience's shoes, what is it that would appeal to me? And maybe that might not be in alignment with what you think appeals to them. So it's you got to kind of cater to that and put yourself in that position too. And yeah, if you kind of have a mixture of, putting yourself out there, as yourself. You want to be authentic, but anything you're doing as far as marketing goes, you definitely want to put yourself in the shoes of the person you're trying to reach and what they want. Maybe you think that, oh, I like to do videos a lot, but maybe your audience is more of a visual person, or they like to read. So you got to kind of be like, all right, like I may like to do videos, but maybe my audience doesn't really resonate with the videos. I need to do what my audience resonates with. And so that's just something that I've kind of picked up along the way. Like it's all a matter of just testing and seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work, and highlighting the things that are actually working and giving you the results that you're hoping for, rather than just continuing to put time and energy into things that aren't working, if that makes sense. So looks like we've got Neil back now, and Andre might be back too. So I'll turn it over to you, Patricia.
Oh, okay. Well, Neil, are you there?
I'm here, yeah.
Okay. Well, I just real fast wanted to reiterate what Aaron said. Somehow that was weird. Both of you guys disappeared at the same time. But anyway, yeah, so storytelling, like what Aaron said, that you have to kind of talk to the person as if it's just one person that you're talking to, and we know that's the avatar, your target person that you want to address. And then you want to know when the person is reading, you really want to draw on their feelings, their emotions, their needs, their wants, or their needs versus their wants, the issues and problems that they might be encountering. And obviously, we're in business, so we want to say, for instance, the person is stuck in a cubicle 24/7, seems like. They're working all day and they want that freedom lifestyle, not just that 1 week or 2 week vacation. So you can address that by maybe putting up pictures. Say you want to go someplace, an ideal location for yourself, but really see, do a survey to find out where they want to go, perhaps. But focus on your audience and not yourself. Eventually, that's the goal for storytelling and drawing them in.
One thing, at least this is my thoughts as well, because we can all say that we have a target market, but when you start out, it's like you have to find your target market, but sometimes you might actually end up resonating with someone that you wouldn't even think was actually it's basically outside your target market, and it's not somebody you necessarily targeted, but it's somebody who resonated with your message. So it's one of those where you can focus towards one specific avatar, but don't take away. I'll try and make sense of this. If you're targeting towards one, but you're also resonating towards another, recognize that you're also resonating to that audience as well, because the key, you're trying to build your business, so don't disregard one specific because you don't feel it's your ideal market. If they're liking the content that you're providing, then obviously that you've resonated with them in some way. So figure out what it is you've done, and again don't disregard it. Just continue to do it and do more of it because it's working. So don't disregard just because it's not perhaps what you see as your ideal market. That's something that will come further and further and further down the line. We've all got our ideal who we want to target, but like I said, we don't always have control as to who we actually target, because it's about who responds to your actual message. And when you're sharing your story, back to what we were saying earlier, maybe you're sharing quotes, maybe you're sharing images, shooting videos. Someone's going to respond to that, and you can't always control who. Well, you won't be able to control who it is, because we're all different people. I'm going to respond to something entirely different to Patricia, Aaron, and Andre. So at the end of the day, if you've got somebody who's resonated with you and they've reached out to you and joined you or signed up with you, understand how it is you've managed to get their attention, and just continue to do more of that, because it's about building it out. Yes, your ideal market is one specific, maybe a stay-at-home mom, or maybe it's somebody like Trisha was just mentioned about someone who's in a cubicle wanting to get out of that, whoever it is. But then if you're also resonating with an entirely different audience, that's cool too, because it's about building your business as a collective. So don't disregard if you're actually making headway in towards another avatar. So just don't disregard anything when it comes to actually building your business. So like I say, stay focused who your ideal avatar is, but you'll gain more perspective in regards to who that avatar is later on down the line. So if you don't know who it is right now, that's cool. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop until you figured it out. Just keep going, and you'll figure it out along the way. I know I've had many times where I've felt I needed to learn something before I could make strides forward in my business, little realizing that I should keep continuing forward and figuring it out along the way. It's little things that you need to go through and make the mistakes as such before you can actually get out to the other side and thinking, you know what, I can see things a lot clearer now. And just it's the only way we have to make mistakes in order to move forward in our business. So all I would say is don't disregard any people that are resonating with your message and reaching out to you and signing up with you or joining you as a lead or whatever it is, however it is they're joining with you.
Yeah, and I've got something to add to that as well. And right on like what Neil was saying. Basically, I found in my experience is, I'll have who I think is an ideal target audience, right? And then I'll find out along the way that I'll post something or I'll do a video, and people will actually reach out to me and be like, hey, I resonate with some experience you had or something that you talked about, some little detail that you mentioned in a video that somebody resonates with that you weren't even consciously really thinking about, and then you realize that people are responding to that. And so it's kind of an ongoing process. And so you don't necessarily want to always focus on what you're trying to escape from or what other people are trying to escape from, but rather where they're going, where you want to go, like express yourself where you want to go in life. And also maybe like talk about your experiences and things that you enjoy, things that that really help to enhance your own life, and learning experiences, just all these different things that people will just start to pick up on, and everybody can tell the same story, but everybody tells the same story differently because you have your own personality and your own uniqueness. And so when you go out there and you just tell it in your own words and inject your own personality and everything into it, that's when you start to find, when people respond to you, you start to realize that it's not necessarily about the experience, it's about they just resonate with maybe your personality or your demeanor or the way you conduct yourself or the way that you talk about your dreams, and they want that confidence. What they see in you, maybe they aspire to be that way. Maybe they see you on video and they're like, man, I really wish I could do video. I really wish I had the confidence to do video. And then you talk about how you didn't always have the confidence to get on video, and then maybe they get inspired by that and start doing video or something. So it's always good to keep an open mind and to evaluate what's working and what's not, is what I'm trying to say.
Can I share some stuff with you?
Definitely.
With everybody too. I want to go back to what empathy is, if you guys don't mind, because in storytelling too, of what we're doing in our videos or whether we're writing our blogs. By the way, everyone, we have a blog that you can have, and we have a free gift. Andre, you haven't mentioned that, but we have a free gift if you could kind of scroll down on this page that you're watching, and you'll find it there that you can access that. It's a download. Actually, it's a book. But if you hit the green button, you'll be able to access our blog. And all of these things that we're talking about, you can eventually learn these skills and you can put them in a blog of your own, as we do. And storytelling is very important. But I want to go back to empathy. We've talked about that before. We've talked about avatars before, but I want to read again the definition about empathy. Empathy is the simplest awareness of the feelings and emotions of other people. It is a key element of emotional intelligence. And I like that phrase there, emotional intelligence, the link between self, that's ourselves, and others, because it is how we as individuals understand what others are experiencing as if we were feeling it ourselves. So, with that being said, whenever we do tell a story, we want to be able to draw out, like we said, emotions of what other people feel. We know that people are, some children are born with autism, and we know autistic children, they have their own little story to tell too. They just can't communicate properly. But we know that's the link from one person to another, to getting to know who they are, their fears, and their, like I said, their wants, their needs, and things like that. So that is super important when we are telling a story. And then I have something I really wanted to share, just what Erin mentioned. You don't even know what you're doing sometimes. I mean, we do have a target audience, but sometimes we don't know who's watching us, or who has read our story, or who has watched our video. And we all know who Desmond Soon is. He is somebody in our company. And he messaged me yesterday. Actually, he mentioned me. We had a 24-hour webcast that went on last, what was it, yesterday, from 12 midnight or 12 a.m., what was that, Wednesday or Thursday night till, I'm getting confused, Wednesday night till Thursday, 12 a.m. Well, he mentioned me and a few other people at the webcast live. I was shocked. But he had been watching me, obviously, my post and stuff. And he had said, it happened to be, you guys all know I'm Jehovah's Witness. But later in the chat, he messaged me and he said how commendable, he's always admired what I do. And then also he has a bunch of friends that I had no idea who were witnesses. So, like I said, again, I don't know how, obviously he commended me for what I was doing, but that touched a chord in him about what I'm doing. That's not who I'm not marketing anywhere near. That wasn't a marketing, what could I say, a marketing strategy, but just showing my lifestyle, showing what I do, whatever. I'd posted some pictures and he commented on it, and then he messaged me in chat. So you just never know where somebody and whoever's looking at you. You think you have your story told and you think you have your direct market, but then out of thin air, here comes somebody else that you don't even expect, that's been watching you, following you, and admiring you, and all of a sudden they make a comment. So that's part of storytelling too, I guess. It's all incorporated in everything that we do. We have to just keep at it and keep being persistent, because once again, you never know how you're going to touch people.
I would like to just add one thing on that though, Patricia, because I know this for me was one of my hang-ups when it comes to video. It's not wanting to share a certain part of your life, or a certain, I don't know, there's always, I always had something that I just didn't want to share, and it was one of those where when you're shooting a video, it's like you're trying so hard not to talk about something. You're almost like trying to talk, and it just doesn't flow, and this is what people pick up on. So don't hide anything of what you are, because okay, fair enough, you're not going to resonate with everyone, but then who is? At the end of the day, we've got some of the greatest people when it comes to video marketing or marketing in general. They're absolutely great at what they do, but they're not going to resonate with everyone because we're all different. So just because you don't hit the ground running, but who does? At the end of the day, the leader of our company talks about how he failed for 7 years. Now the guy can't. The guy is absolutely killing his business, and he has been doing for years. Just because you don't hit the ground running, it doesn't mean to say you won't. It's all about going through the learning curve and just persisting with it. And again, if it's something you want to do, you just got to find a way to make it work. But when you're shooting a video or when you're trying to put across your marketing message, don't hide anything of your personality or who you are because you feel that someone's going to reject you because of it. Because the fact is, if they're going to reject you because of it, they're going to find a way to reject you anyway, regardless of whether you share that bit of information or not. They're not your target market. You just need to be who you are, and the people who will respond to you will respond to you. Don't hide, don't feel you can't share a certain bit of your information, like Patricia just mentioned about the fact she's a Jehovah's Witness. That stuck out to some of the people there, and if she hadn't have shared that, she wouldn't have found a way to resonate with them. And that's the thing, some people will think, well, who's going to be interested in that? I've had that in my life where I'm thinking, all right, well, I don't think anybody's going to be interested in that, but I just went ahead and shot it, and what do you know? Some people have actually responded to it. So the very things that we think we're not very good at, or the things we shouldn't share, is often enough the one thing that's actually holding us back from getting to the next level. So regardless of what your message is, or regardless of what you feel people are not going to respond to or not going to like you for, they're usually the very things that are actually going to help you get forward. So just go ahead, share everything, hold back nothing, and just hold back nothing, and just whoever likes you will like you. Whoever doesn't will find a way not to. That's just the way it is. Don't try to be anything you're not. Don't hold anything back. Just move forward and just think, you know what, I'm going to do this. I don't care, whatever it takes.
Let me add on to that as well too, Neil. And it's kind of funny. And hopefully I'm coming in pretty well. I apologize for going off. I guess the connection was so shocked how clear I am right now, for a while. But anyway, getting back to what Neil mentioned, that's really how we started this whole Overcoming the Odds group right here. It was because of one video from the youngest person on the panel. If he hops on later tonight, great. If he doesn't, great. Talking about Ian, who works in a farm out in the UK. I saw one video he did because we were in the same group within our community, and I was like, okay, because I'm good with faces anyway. Saw him, connected with him at the one of the events of Orlando 2014. Basically, the rest is history. Now, how do we connect the dots here? This we're talking about story. It's kind of funny too. Since I got a chance to run into Ian at the Orlando event, we were like, okay, we had another event coming up in Vegas of last year, early Vegas 2015. I was like, hey man, let's be roommates for this. Okay, cool. Now, I kid you not, the last day of the event, this is when we ran into Neil. But before we got to Neil, we ran into Patricia at one of the VIP lounge, if I'm not mistaken. I think, Patricia, if I'm not mistaken, I know we threw it out there to you that we were going to start something live. We didn't know what we were going to do, but we're going to do it anyway. So we're like, yeah, just if you, I forgot how you came about though. But anyway, we're going to get back to you as well too, Patricia. So the last day of the event, we had a couple of leaders, a couple that had lost a dog. And we ran into Neil, I kid you not, down the lobby as we're about to walk out the door. Neil, if I'm not mistaken, you said you had talked to, I don't know how many, over 15 people, if I'm not mistaken, as far as trying to do something live. Because that was in the back of my mind, talking about the founder of our community, too, David Wood, because he had mentioned do something live. So it was back in my mind until I ran to Ian. We were sneaking up with a storm, but I wanted to do so with somebody who had never done something live before. Okay, cool. Neil was the same way. We were literally about to walk out the door. I think I talked to you less than 2 minutes. Rest is history. Patricia came on board, if I'm not mistaken, maybe like a week or 2 weeks later as well, because I know we threw it out there as well. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we just messaged you and said, Patricia, come on board. Let's go. We're about to do this. So she was like, all right, cool. So we're getting underway here in a few months. We're doing this. We're still all sticking up a storm, but we're giving out value. We're just like, we're coming up. Neil comes up with another great idea as far as like, hey, there's this guy named Aaron Martinez out here in New Mexico. He's had some results as well within our community. I think we should bring him aboard. Me being the gunslinger as I am, let's do it. Yeah, come on through, Aaron. The funny thing is, too, Aaron's on a team within our community who I've been following here for the last couple of years, talking about Paul Hutchins. And it's kind of funny because all this is leading up to, I don't know how to, you can make this up if you try to. As far as, well, really, it was Patricia that said, hey, guys, we're gonna have Paul Hutchins coming up later. I think it was like, if I'm not mistaken, it was like the week before Christmas last year. We were like, okay, see, I'm gonna disclose it. This is a $500,000 earner within our community, so we're like, okay, let's do it anyway. You know, but because I know being offline network marketing, because that's where I came from prior to coming on online. You know, the leaders, especially that they have people within your team, they always want to help out anyway. Not saying, Paul, we don't want to help out us anyway, but the point is, too, it's kind of funny like how that all came about from doing what Neil was mentioning earlier, from one video. And oh, by the way, it was Ian's first video he ever made too. When I noticed, I didn't care. I resonated with him. This is coming from somebody who was an introvert to, again, really young at the time, if I'm not mistaken, 21, 22 right now. And, you know, you're talking to somebody who's playing semi-pro football in the last few years and a farmer. The rest is history. So, again, it doesn't matter as far as, like Neil just said, as far as your particular your niche market. People are going to relate to you no matter what type of profession, what type of career you're in, because, you know, they get to see who you are as a person. And, again, you're talking about Facebook. This was put in a Facebook group. So, first video, you never know how far the connections can go. Again, see, I can disclose it below because we're not going to guarantee you any type of results or any type of stories or any type of video results as well, too. But they are possible. That's the thing to keep in mind, too. So, guys, you never know. And this is coming from, again, from one video and from a handful of us. Napoleon Hill mentioned Banking on Rich as far as about my vibration, as far as like we all knew we got to do something live and just keep on sharing out information. So that's just something to keep in mind as far as connecting everything together using video, and then just the engagement as well. So I don't know if Aaron or Patricia, you guys have covered as far as like what you guys done too as far as storytelling, because I know I was kind of trying to figure out how and where I can get back on. I was hoping this thing was cut off. Thank goodness.
Well, if you don't mind, I have a little graph that I wanted to take you through. I'll have to screen share, but I wanted to say, you know, when you have, if you've all watched the TED Talks, and, you know, I have seen, I have a friend who did a TED Talk earlier last year. She is a psychologist, and she did one on friendship. And let me take you through a little graph that'll show you certain things of what and how you should do some storytelling here. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's see here. Let's see. Let me know if you can see me. Can you see this, guys?
Yeah.
Ted?
Yep.
Okay, the clues to a great story, right? And I'll read part of it. Here it says, who doesn't love a good story? A well-told tale. That's why we had our cat on there, by the way, that illustration that Andre got. So, do we have a cat's tale to tell? But anyway, a well-told story, or tale rather, will grip us, excite us, engross us in a fictional world filled with compelling characters. This is no accident. The greatest stories, from children's nursery rhymes to major blockbuster movies, are all the result of painstaking planning and design. In his TED Talk, Pixar writer and editor Andrew Stanton, Toy Story, like Wall-E, here explains his golden rules for telling a great story. So, for instance, of course, this is about movie making, but what do we do in our lives as online marketers? We brand ourselves with our stories so that they can be intriguing, so that people could listen to us and want to care, want to stay with us, want to see us again and again. I know on my Facebook page I've got a lot of people who are there constantly, liking my posts, liking my videos, and they're repeat customers, so to speak, or repeat viewers. But we want to make them care, right? And it says a story needs to draw the sympathy of the audience. At the outset, for instance, the ugly duckling story, you know, and this is probably the little gray duckling right there. He's not as pretty and yellow as his siblings there, is rejected by his siblings. And Dorothy is separated from her family in The Wizard of Oz, for instance. And then we want to take me with you, right? So at the heart of the story is a promise, a journey, a mystery, a problem that entices the audience and makes the story worth listening to. So the ugly duckling decides to venture into the world alone, just as what is this, Fredo or Frodo? I guess that was that robot. I didn't see the movie. Oh, Lord of the Rings. Sorry about that. Sets out in his quest in the Lord of the Rings. Okay, well, that's him right there. Sorry, I did not see that movie. And then it goes on here. Now we're going down and around to be intentional. So protagonist must have inner motivation driving them forward or toward an overreach. I can't read. Overarching goal, and they are constantly striving to achieve. The ugly duckling is in search of his own identity as well as acceptance from his peers. Well, while in Gladiator, Maximus, of course this is the gladiator up here, wants revenge against those who killed his family. So how can we relate to this as marketers? We don't want any revenge. We want to attract people to us. So we want to know that acceptance from our peers or our avatar has that acceptance. So as we said, we're not targeting everybody. If we advertise to everybody, we're going to get nobody. So we know we have to be specific, but we want to be intentional with our messages. And so we're going to go over to 4. Let me like you. So the audience also must relate to and appreciate your characters, which of course in network marketing, who are the characters? It's us, but it's also the avatar. We're reaching out to that person. So we want to make our videos and our posts or our blogs or storytelling so that, fashion it so that they like us. But it says, sorry about that. What does it say? Relate to and appreciate your characters to make them worthy of attention. Both the ugly duckling and Rocky endure trials and tribulations in pursuit of their goal, and the audience can empathize with. There's that word again, empathy, right? So we go down, and it's going to delight me. What is the outcome, right? Charm and fascinate the audience. Make them forget themselves, if only for an instance, when the ugly duckling transforms into a beautiful swan and finds acceptance amongst his peers. That's a wonderful moment. When Luke Skywalker destroys the Death Star in Star Wars, the audience experiences real, what is this word? Catharsis, okay? So what we know about our online marketing, we have a struggle with which we are trying to overcome, and then at the end of it, what do we want? I'm going to stop screen sharing here for a minute if I can figure out how to do this again. Go back to my, okay, can you guys see me?
No.
No, hold on. Now can you see me?
Yep.
Yep.
Now I see.
Okay, so we want to be able to take them through a journey with our stories. Yesterday too, on this marathon that we had, I think it was Justin Verindria, he said that you only keep your videos, for instance, 2 minutes at max to try to tell a story. And it has to be fast and quick and easy to draw people in, and you have 8 seconds to get their attention. So you have to take it that, we can really draw them in, get their attention, let them feel the empathy, but more so have a wonderful outcome of how you can solve their particular problems, because that's how you solve your problem. For instance, we have a blog. Our blog, income disclaimer that we have, please see that on this page, that results are not typical. But if they have a blog, they can learn how to, like I said, a cubicle. They can learn how to get out of that 9-to-5 job or if they're a mompreneur and they want to stay at home with their children, or a dadpreneur, or whatever, or unclepreneur, like Neil wants to be. They can get out of that 9-to-5 job, and they can really achieve the dreams of freedom that they really want. And if we've achieved a measure of that, we can show them how to do that and help them through our message and our storytelling.
I wanted to mention something real briefly again before I had gone off. And I don't know if you guys have already shared this as far as getting just the basics using the video. I know it's no different for I know we're not talking about YouTube videos, but there is just a little bit of a short layout to get set up, and this is something that we got from our previous event just last week, our Get Money Saturday, from another six-figure earner, John Oaks. Again, see your income disclosure statement below. But he mentioned this, 4 simple points as far as when you're doing your videos, and to add on to Patricia what you said, as far as keeping it short too, is obviously for one, introduce yourself in your video. Then 2, tell them what you're about to share. Basically, tell them what you're about to get. Number 3, share the solution that you want to share with them. Again, it could be, a little bit of your story relating to whatever it is, maybe a problem or something that you want to solve. And then 4, the call to action. The call to action can be anything. It's something as simple as you got value from this video, comment, like, or share below. Or you want to find out more information, just go to the link below or here below, or you can just read out the whole link as well. So that's just 4 simple things just to keep in mind too when you want to do a video using, again, still keep it on Facebook too, because people are kind of click happy and they're going to click on it anyway as well. Another thing too, this is before we had gone live, and Neil, we mentioned this as well, still using Facebook. There have been people that used an image and then told maybe part of a good story. Paul Hutchins is real good about this. I know, Aaron, you've seen this as well, too, with him when he posts on Facebook, that maybe he'll have his family or whatever, maybe certain situations, and he will have maybe a good part of the story, maybe, and then with the image. And then maybe a link to his blog post, too, maybe to a capture page or whatever, too. But it's still relating to, again, whatever it is that's might be a problem in the marketplace, maybe to his particular niche that he's in, to just help basically just show their possibilities out there. Basically, again, going back to whatever we had gone through as far as the steps with the video, is maybe just solving a problem. This is a solution, too. So that's something just to keep in mind, too, as far as even, again, using Facebook, because people are, again, if it's pictures, especially if it's pictures of kids and whatnot, people are all over with that when it comes to Facebook, too, especially you get your good engagement as well. But also, it never hurts as far as the text, if you choose to use text, because there are some that don't want to be in front of the camera. Got to get rid of that limited belief, because again, people relate with you more so using video. But again, that's just something just to add on as well too. Not saying you can't do it using video. You can do the same thing with video. Have text as well, and then let the video basically it'll go and explain itself as whatever it is. So that's just something else to keep in mind too once you're setting up your video, again, using Facebook or any part of your story that you want to share relating to the problem, maybe company events, and then just having a solution with that. So just keep in mind as well too. And that's another thing is good, that if you have a blog post, which is even better, that's your home base, because we can talk about all the good stuff about Facebook, but let's be real, guys. They have the restrictions as well too. And some people have been in Facebook jail for maybe want to give information, but Facebook has their own rules and regulations, terms and conditions or whatever. So when you have your own blog platform, that's your home base, so people can go and get a chance to know you more. So that's what we just mentioned a few moments ago. We've seen top leaders within our company. You can share it in your video. You can have it in your text as well too, and still having the call to action going toward your blog post or maybe to the capture page or whatever. But again, too, that gets a chance for people to find out more about you, what it is that you like to share, what it is that information you like to give out to, or whatever. And again, it's yours. If once you click the link below, is Yes, Let Me In, for only $17 for 2-week trial to give it a shot to see what type of blog theme that you want to. And again, you have the information as far as what it is like to share. Lifestyle. We mentioned already the company, maybe testimonials. That's another good one as well too. Whatever have you too. Put it on there. It's yours. It's yours. And then also too, what we've been sharing too throughout this hangout is also go and get your ticket to the Nashville event. Coming up, coming up, if I'm not mistaken, 3 weeks from today. We'll be in Nashville in one of the Gaylord Hotel as well, probably the biggest hotel in the United States, and we're all going to get lost, so it's going to be great as well. But it's basically nothing like a family reunion because we all get to meet each other again, and then for once, I know I'm stoked about this. I think we're finally all going to get a chance to get a picture together. So we're coming to yachts. Different topic for another time later. So I didn't want to go on a tangent about that. But in all seriousness, I want to just go back to just sharing those key points as well too. When again, linking up the story, having some text too, and then having the call to action, wherever it is.
Yeah, Andre, I'm excited. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't met Aaron yet. Of course, I've met you. I've met Neil and Ian, but we lost Ian. We didn't have a chance to take a picture together. So we need it for our cover story and for our blogs. I love to do that and have us all together, have, anybody take a cell phone picture of us, whatever, several of them, so we can edit it. If we've got lettuce in between our teeth, we can get that out, or whatever. Make sure, you do your hair, put on you guys makeup, so we can get that Photoshop of all of us together. I'm excited. Who else is going to join us in Nashville, right? Click that link below and you can meet us, especially if you live in Nashville. If you're in the area, you can come and meet us. As Andre said, we're going to be at the Gaylord Opryland Resort and Spa, and that place is just humongous. If you live there, if you've ever been there, just to take a tour, just make sure you get a tour guide because you will get lost.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Nashville again. I went last year, and I didn't even know all of you guys last year, but it was an incredible experience. Like Andre and Patricia have been saying, this place is just huge. It's like this big world that's under a dome and has multiple just this. It's like you're in an amusement park kind of it has all these gift shops and all this stuff, but then you've got these hotel buildings surrounding it, and it's all underneath a dome, and there's waterfalls and just really, really good scenery and
a river that runs through it. I took a little boat ride.
Anywhere.
Yeah, I took a little boat ride with the kids. The kids will be there, and I'm rooming with Valerie again, and I'll be babysitting. I think maybe just 1 or 2 days, but always when we're at the events, she's with me with the kids. But it's we really, and that's one thing too. It's if you are a parent, you can bring your children. The event is there that in such a way that the kids can be there, and it's just wonderful. That's the beauty of having an online business, and the freedom that you can do with it. And so I'm anxious to meet everybody again and give you guys a big hug. So I'm excited.
Yes, and there will be more stories all over Facebook. Oh, by the way, so stay tuned for those that are watching.
Yeah, so follow all of us.
Yes, stay tuned big time because there'll be more stories too, more people on stage, and you never know what type of crazy videos that might be coming. So again, stay tuned for that as well. Anything else anybody else wants to cover?
No, I'm good.
I'll just add one more thing.
Okay, go ahead.
When you're doing any videos, whether you're doing them on YouTube or Facebook, I learned this not too long ago, actually. What you want to do is you want to keep it short and sweet, get to the point right away within 9 seconds. You want the person to just be engaged, right away. And then you've probably noticed, but Facebook is full of distractions, and so is YouTube, because you see all the related videos and everything on the side. You see ads, you see all this stuff. So the best thing to do is just to get the person's attention and direct them over to your blog or someplace that you have control over all the content, right? When you get them to your blog, they don't have all the distractions that are just coming at them with the banners and all the other related videos that aren't yours that are just gonna get people's attention. And somebody might be on your video, and if you're taking too long or something, their attention will start to go to one of those other videos that's on the side of the screen, or it'll go to whatever else pops up on their screen. And so you wanna use it strategically in a way that's gonna it's gonna get their attention right away, and then kind of entice them with what you can offer them of value at a place like your blog or a website or something of your own that you have control over. And we can definitely expand on that in future hangouts. So yeah,
Oh, there was also something else, Aaron, too. They said when you have your title, maybe you have a sentence like in the what is it, the text part. Just have your intro sentence, and right under that have your link. Don't wait, because I know a lot of people, and even I've done that too. I've kind of hidden it where they have to see more. I said, don't do that. Put your link right there. They can click on it, and put the CTA, the call to action, right there, and you can direct them, like you said, to Facebook or to your blog or whatever, so that they could do that immediately. And maybe what you could do is don't leave the call to action. Try it out. Do it different ways. Have a call to action. You said the 8 seconds, introduce yourself and what you're going to talk about to grab their attention. You may be able to do your call to action at the beginning and then get into the subject. And or again, try to do it at the end, or vice versa, like you said. But get them immediately to another place where you can isolate them so that they can see just your content and what you have to offer them.
That is so true, and it's funny too because mentioning all this, using the videos as well, that also helps you to become like almost an authority in your own niche. And again, we'll be getting to that later down the road as far as being authority using that. That's something for another time. So that's just something to keep in mind too as far as like starting out. Again, we were talking about using videos as far as having everything set up, and then to relate it to maybe whatever story to, or again, keep on saying this the whole time this evening, but whatever it is that you're offering is giving away to, but it's something just to help break state from whatever somebody's doing, to get away from those distractions, what Aaron says. Social media is filled with them. We understand that. All the cat videos and all the baby pictures or whatever, or vice versa. So we understand it's loaded with distractions. So again, you'd like to check, have your own blog? Yes, go click the yes, let me in below, and give it a shot. Again, have your own blog theme set up, and just run away with it, and decide to lock ours with us. And also then get your ticket to this event here coming up in 3 weeks in Nashville, so you can learn from the top earners within our community as well that will be sharing a lot more information as far as other social media platforms, other ways to help build your business. So if you guys don't have anything else as far as to mention, I guess we'll see you guys same time, same place next week.
Okay, guys.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Bye.